Good afternoon, what's going on? Let me give you a couple of words of wisdom today. We're going to be talking about mindset, and what I have to talk to you today is going to be very relevant. It's going to be really important to watch this one, so listen up. So it has recently come to my attention that there is a strategy being used out there that is growing in popularity, and let me tell you what that is. It goes like this. Let me start a business, let me start an entrepreneur, let me start some side hustle, let me start something, but I'm not going to give it everything. You know, what I might do here is I might dial in like 50% of my energy, of my commitment, of my love, of my creativity, of my service. I'll just dial it up 50%. That way, if I fail, I can just say I wasn't really trying. Oh, that little thing that I was doing? No, that was just a bit of fun. That was a bit on the side. I wasn't taking that too seriously. Bullshit. That is a completely fucking ridiculous strategy if you have been doing that. Now, firstly, if you have been doing that, pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself. You saw risk and you managed it. You come up with a strategy to manage risk of the future. That's smart. You need to keep that. You need to be a risk manager, but your strategy was piss poor, and let me explain why. So let's just say this is giving it 100%, and this is giving it 50%, and let's just say for all intensive purposes, there's two options. You either win or you lose. Success or failure. And of course, when you give something 100%, of your love and creativity and energy and commitment, and you win. That's a great win. That's a very rewarding win. And if you give something 100%, but you lose, guess what? Then you conduct a rigorous self-assessment and you figure out what went right, what went wrong, what needs to change. And when you're giving it 100%, you will do that naturally, and you will pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you will go again until you win. By the way, if you're converting every so-called loss into lesson, action, system. You can put a dollar figure on all these and work out your ROI on these so-called losses. So these are literally wins. And in the meantime, guess what? Because you're worried about this social stigma of so-called losing or failing, people, when they see you doing this, by the way, they don't give a fuck. They say, you know what? John Smith here, Mary Jones, she is grabbing this fucker by the ponytail and giving it everything. Now, if you are giving something 50% and you win, guess what happens? Cool, I made a win. But inside of your mind, you think, God, I wasn't even trying. What if I did this? And so that win, firstly, won't be that fulfilling. And you'll be thinking inside, God, what is my potential? All I know is I'm not using it all. And guess what? If you think that, other people will see that. And they'll be thinking, God, if only this fucker, imagine if they actually tried. They're doing all right, but they're not even trying. They're not that committed. They don't seem like they're enjoying themselves. And that's a win. That's the best that you can hope for when you put in 50%. But guess what? You can also lose. You can also do this and lose. In fact, the probability of losing when you're only doing this is much higher. And guess what happens then? God, this fucker wasn't even trying, wasn't even committed, was wasting time, had their foot half out the door, gave a shitty fucking performance, and they still lost. They wasted all their fucking time. They could have chosen another field or another thing that they were more inspired by and given it everything. So you're a loser here. Now, when you combine this with the harsh reality that if you're giving something 50%, the probability of you winning or losing, this goes through the fucking stratosphere. Even when you're giving it everything, you have a probability of losing. This just magnifies. When you give something 50%, your impact is much worse and your probability is much worse. And risk is impact times probability. It's a lose-lose. It's an undercooked strategy. This is the only thing. This is the only thing to do. So my advice is to choose that thing that you love to do and go all in with it. Give it everything and let everyone know that you're giving it everything. Because if you only undercook something and give something 50% of your energy, you're not going to succeed. And when you fail, it's not going to ease the social burden of failure.